Welcome to beautiful Oslo, Norway. Norway is the third most expensive country in Europe, and the metro population of Oslo is about 1.5 million people. So it's very walkable. And one thing I noticed yesterday when I got here, before I just chilled inside the Airbnb all evening, was it's very quiet. You know, there's not much cars riding around, people aren't being loud, people are very to themselves and independent. And right now it's about 9:30 a.m. I have this whole park to myself, just outside the Airbnb, very beautiful. Yesterday, people were laying out in the sun here because it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. The sun doesn't set here until about 11 p.m. And then it rises at about 4 a.m. So there's about 5 hours of it being nighttime, okay? Sun's already out today. It's gonna be another hot one. I feel like I'm back in the US with how hot it is. 85, can you believe that? And the humidity is low, so you don't really sweat. That's what I like, because where I live in the US, it's so damn humid. You know, it's humid throughout the day, but then the evening hits and it's just like up another level. It may not even be that hot out, but you do a little bit of activities and you're soaking wet with sweat. There is a lot of stuff like the pride flag and Palestine and all that stuff here, so I guess people have their political opinions here in Europe. I've been asked by a lot of people in Portugal, locals, what I thought about Trump, which to me was kind of interesting because in the US, that's like a topic you don't talk about. You know, you don't talk about your political opinions with people you don't know in the US because it's always gonna cause an argument. You know, people are gonna lash out, people are gonna get nasty about it. But in Europe, it just seems very civilized with how people can talk about politics and not yell at you and not get all butthurt and stuff like that. Very refreshing, you know, I will tell you that. Very refreshing in that sense of you can have open dialogue with people even though you may not see eye to eye on certain topics with them. But they'll listen to you, they won't interrupt you, they won't attack you, you know, they won't get hostile, they won't get defensive. They'll just be an adult about things and have a talk, you know? So that's what I noticed as well. And that's what I really appreciate about Europe, how you can just talk to people. Here's some nice buildings as well. You have the Italian flag right up ahead. This is like a square, I guess, Cafe Skansen since 2008. Anno is Norwegian for cents, I guess. Learn something new every day. But yeah, nobody's really out yet. I guess, I don't know, it's a Friday at about 10 a.m. now. And yeah, there's really just not many people out. But it's a very, very pretty square right here. And it's hot. The sun is already very hot. Wow. Yo, this sun is hot. Here's like a little fountain with a hand. I like that building, that brown building right there. Really like that. Then you have restaurant, Gamel Radhus, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there's all these scooters in the city that you can hop on. And I remember in San Diego, I rode one and it was about 25 miles an hour. So tomorrow, after I'm done seeing all the museums and sites, because I paid $55 for a Oslo city pass for one day, I'm going to ride around the whole city in a scooter. Very beautiful. I got so lucky with coming here when I did, you know, with it being sunny, with it being hot, because my Airbnb host had told me that some summers in Norway, it's very cloudy, very wet, you know, kind of cold. And here I am on like a summer day. And I think that's a concert stage. I don't know. But yeah, this part is very beautiful outside of the Akerhus fortress, I believe is how you say it. Probably not. But the fortress was built in the 1200s. And it withstand, you know, many attacks, Swedish attacks, stuff like that. And it's like an icon of Norway. And I think it's free to get into, you know, when most of the other museums are very expensive. This one's free. And if it's free, it's for me. There's the city of Oslo, lots of boats out. Beautiful mountains in the distance, beautiful water, seagulls, you know, crowing away or whatever they do. Man, I got this whole place to myself. Whew. Kind of. It's a beautiful view of the city. How about that? You know, there's not many massive skyscrapers in Oslo, it seems. You know, there's city buildings that are tall, but not like New York or LA, San Diego. Seems more of like not a small town, but like a very small city. You know, like I said, 1.5 million people, opposed to other cities in Europe with like 10 million people metro population. You know, I think London's like close to 10, maybe more. France, same thing. You know, you gotta keep in mind, Norway's only got about 5.5 million people. We have made it to the fortress. Man, look at that water side. There's a view, man, right on the water like this. The place is massive too. It doesn't even look like it was built, you know, in the 1200s. It's very well maintained. Probably have repaired it throughout time since then. But yeah, man, the stone holds up well. Very beautiful building. One thing I wonder is how long it took people back then to build, you know, these massive buildings. Like, look at the pyramids. You gotta think, you have thousands and thousands of people building these things sun up to sundown every single day. You know, that was their life. You don't have TV, you don't have off. I mean, you might have some off days, but for the most part, you don't have all these like distractions, you know, taking up your time. So you're just working all the time, and all the men are just building these buildings and pyramids. So it doesn't take as long as you think, or maybe it does, I don't know. But it's just kind of interesting to me how back in the day, people were sophisticated enough to build like complex shit like this, you know? Wow, man, look at that. Whew. Look at that view. Whew, it's hot as hell, man. I need to get some water. But yep, that's the city of Oslo, off in the distance. You got the cannons aiming at all these boats in the distance. Wow. You know, this view reminds me a lot of the US, like Virginia, you know, Pennsylvania, places in the mountains, you know, in the US that have lakes and rivers and stuff like that. Like, this is what it reminds me of. Very scenic. Look at that. And it's free. Anybody can come. Come to Norway, hit this place up. You'll enjoy it, no doubt. Right there is the Munch Museum, which is a very famous art museum here in Oslo. And I guess I'm on like the little boardwalk where the mountains are in the distance. Very beautiful. And I found all the people. All the people are out here walking, jogging. People, I guess, have just got off the airport metro. So a lot of people out with their suitcases as well. Whew, it's a beautiful, hot day in Norway. I don't know how I feel about these buildings kind of off in the distance, like the Munch Museum and these other ones right there. They're very like futuristic to me, and architecture is a little weird. You know, I'm not a big fan compared to Copenhagen. Not that it's ugly, it's just not my style. It's well maintained, obviously, it's new, but not my favorite at all. Yeah, Norway to me, so far, I'd say it's a little bit below Copenhagen. You know, I don't want to say that too loud. But it's still cool. It's still a nice city, well maintained, well taken care of, very clean. But you know, Copenhagen to me was just had a lot of character to it. A little cool thing. Oslo is more just, I don't know. Like I said, it has that city feel to it, of buildings that are just very new city-ish. Copenhagen's more like old school, which I like, you know. I like the OG feel. I like the historic feel. Oslo's more, I mean, Oslo's an old city, man, but I guess a lot of the buildings are very new and that's how they look. It seems like I'm in the very touristy side of Norway right now, downtown, and many of the people are not that tall. I said this about Denmark, but it also applies to Norway. Most of the people are maybe, I don't know, below 5'10", because I'm 6 foot, 6'1" with shoes on. And it's kind of interesting seeing that. And then seeing some people from Scandinavia are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So I guess it varies. Because in Portugal, I was one of the tallest ones too. In Japan, I was one of the tallest ones. In Korea, Oftentimes I was one of the tallest, but there's some tall Korean people as well. And then here's another view coming up. This is the Munch Museum with some famous artwork of a squid or something. I don't know. That's what I was told. I don't know art like that, but I admire it. I appreciate it. You have a Nordic cruise ship in the distance. Nice and scenic right here. Munch. Come to this side. Very beautiful as well. Some old Viking boats, probably not. Right up ahead is the Royal Palace in Oslo. It's okay looking, you know, kind of just looks like a big old government building. Not much charm in my opinion, but it's a highlight of Oslo. So far I think the city's okay, you know, it's not bad, but it's not good in my opinion. You know, coming from Copenhagen, it was hot. I definitely like that a lot more. Not that I dislike Oslo, it's just doesn't seem that interesting to me. When you go on these trips and walk through the city, you know, 10, 12 miles a day, you begin to go on autopilot. After a while of walking, you just look on Google Maps, go where it tells you to go, and your legs feel a little tired too. But for the most part, you just walk and walk and walk until you go to the next destination, and then you walk and walk some more. And that's called autopilot, where all you do is walk and listen to Google Maps. It's an interesting phenomenon I've experienced, mainly in Japan because I was walking. Bro, I walked 14 miles one day in Japan. So yeah, that's the phenomenon I've come to experience when being on these trips. This is my 5th country in total, and yeah, when I've been walking a while, I just enter autopilot. And that's kind of what happens. This is the view from the Fram Museum, which is like an Arctic expedition museum. One of the top rated museums in Norway. Well, Oslo, excuse me. But wow, yeah man, it's very scenic. People are just out chilling, enjoying the day. Got some boats outside. Got the sun sparkling off the sea, I think. I think this is the ocean. This is a really peaceful part of Oslo, in between a couple museums. Just you got houses, beautiful houses at that, actually. Like nice roofs. Terracotta on that one. Bro, I'm tired. Even though I slept so good last night, like I probably got 10 hours of sleep, which is like the first, well, I wasn't staying at a hostel finally, so my sleep wasn't broken up like 5 different times. So I slept through the night, except waking up one time to use the bathroom, but otherwise, I got a really good night's sleep. My legs are so damn tired though. But yeah, man, feels good to get some sleep. I should have just booked an Airbnb when I landed in Copenhagen to get past jet lag and then switch to the hostels, because I feel like I never really recovered from jet lag until last night when I actually just got a restful sleep. Yeah, I'm feeling good though. Outside of just being tired from the heat and walking 7 some miles already, and I've only been out like 4 or 5 hours now. Yeah, but it's peaceful, man. It's really peaceful. It's a peaceful place. Quite quiet, and a lot of the vehicles are electric, so they don't make a lot of noise. Ah, man. See? Nice and sunny, nice and green. Yesterday, man, the buildings in Norway don't have air conditioning, so it was almost 90 degrees yesterday. I was pretty damn dehydrated, so I had to end up spending $5 on a big bottle of coconut water, which is high in electrolytes. You know, I'm not into the Gatorade and all that shit. It's not healthy. But in Europe, the food dye is not in Gatorade like it is in the US, so it's a bit healthier. But there's a lot of sugar in it, and I don't need that. So I opted for the coconut water, and I haven't had coconut water in years, but damn, it was good. Quite expensive. It was no added sugar, so it was very healthy, and it was from Thailand actually. So I might buy some of that again today, because I noticed that I tend to get dehydrated. I don't eat a lot of salt, so I'm losing all this salt in sweat. And you need to have some salt, some good salt. You know, not the processed McDonald's food salt, but legitimate salt from, you know, just foods, good foods. Else you'll feel tired, you'll feel weak, you'll lack energy. Look, check that out. Woohoo! I like that, man. It's beautiful. This is a nice little neighborhood I'm in. Can't complain about this. But I don't mind it, man. I don't mind walking around, exploring, you know, seeing the city, because that's what I'm here to do. You know, the museums can get boring sometimes, but the walking is good, man. It's good to walk. Humans are made to walk. You know, we're not made to sit behind a desk all day. We're meant to walk, get the blood flow going. And walking is good on the bones. It's good on the, you know, burning body fat, all that, cardiovascular health as well. Let's take a look at that. Ooh, pretty nice, if I do say so. Got a garage to put the vehicles. I'll bet you a Lambo's in one of them. Pretty cool. Anyhow, coconut water sounds really nice right about now. In all these videos, you probably just see the sun right there, just beaming on me. But go get some coconut water, man. Give it a try. It's really good. It's a better option than Gatorade, Powerade, anything like that. But you make do with what you have. You know, I had to go to another grocery store so I could find coconut water. But I'm so strict on my diet, man. Like, I just don't give in to eating shit. You know, I can't. These damn buses. Oh, look at that. It's like an abandoned building, dude, with the moss growing up it. That's really cool. I can't give in to eating shit food. You know, my body won't let me. It's like I'm way too strict on my diet. Keep that up. Everybody's got the white picket fence. You know, this is the ideal life that so many people want to live. The white picket fence. I want my backyard. I want my space. I want my space. I want my backyard. I like these houses though. They have a lot more charm to them than like downtown Oslo. Downtown Oslo is kind of like a mix of a bunch of different building styles and stuff like that. But this is really nice, man. These are really nice houses with beautiful window panes and beautiful roofs. Like, this is a beautiful house. Just my opinion. They look a lot better than the houses in the US. That's a fact. I'm on my way to the beach, and Google Maps is taking me through this beach town, which is pretty cool. Seeing all these little beach houses and stuff like that. I kind of feel like I'm back home, just walking through a beach town on my way to the beach, which I'm doing that, but I'm in Europe. It doesn't feel like Europe. I don't know. This is only my third country in Europe, so, but man, I'm tired. It's like no grocery store in this neck of the woods, and I got no water. Whew, damn, bro. I thought I packed enough. I bought a bottle at the gas station, drank it, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll find a new grocery store. Nope, there's no grocery store within like a half-hour walk, and I've already committed to walking to the beach. So, let's keep walking through the beach town. I was recommended to come to this beach by my host for Airbnb. Man, it's so quiet. I'm like the only one out here, bro. But I mean, I'm digging the houses, man. I really enjoy the roof of all these houses. The roofs. How it's like kind of edged, you know, the terracotta look. And look, white picket fences. The American dream here in Europe. And look, you have a new house getting built as well. Where am I going? See, this is the... Oh, I'm going straight. Alright. Taxi behind me. But you got the American dream in Europe with the white picket fences. I think this is the right way. Maybe not. No, this is not the right way. I messed up. It is this way. I have to go down this way now. Alright, cool. Down the path in the woods. Bro, where the hell am I going, bro? This is like sus. I feel I'm like walking in this neighborhood. Good thing I'm like not a threat, you know? I've got a pink t-shirt on. I've got my sunglasses on, my gray shorts, and my black shoes. So I'm not a threat. But yeah, here we are, guys. Finally some shade. Man, it's just such a sunny day. But luckily I'm not sweating too bad, because the humidity is only moderate at the moment. But by the evening time it tends to increase quite a bit, and then it's very hot. But when I woke up this morning, it was pretty cool in the apartment, which was nice, because all night it was hot. But I guess the sun went down and cooled off a little bit, and now the sun's back up. This is not my kind of beach. There's so many people. When I'm on the beach, I like to, you know, have peace, have quiet, not have a bunch of people all around me playing and screaming and whatever else. Like, look at this. Place is mobbed. But again, this is probably like the hottest stretch of the year in Norway. So it's gonna be busy. Got the lifeguards out. I'm good, bro. I've been in the sun long enough today. I've been walking 5 hours. But here's the view of the beach again. You know, it's hot as shit out. I got no water. I'm fucking. You got dogs barking too. It's just loud, bro. It's just not my scene. Like, I've always liked laid back, not been a club guy, not been a party guy. You know what I'm saying? Just so many people sprawled out because it's such a nice day. I need to get some water. I need to walk back. Lots of women. Lots of ass. Some of them are in shape, some of them are not. But that's the reality, you know. I'm a little tempted to talk to some people, but I'm only gonna be in Copenhagen. Damn, bro, heat getting to me. I'm only gonna be in Oslo one more day. Otherwise, yeah, it's not really any point. I'm tired of shit right now.